Okay, let's unpack this. If you've ever scrolled through Instagram and seen those incredible before and after smile transformations, you know there's a massive industry out there.
Oh, absolutely.
We are diving deep into that world today, specifically addressing what feels like the eternal cosmetic dentistry debate: composite bonding versus porcelain veneers.
It's a real battlefield of information, and frankly, it can be pretty overwhelming. People hear terms like veneers and bonding, and they might think they're, basically the same thing.
Right, just different brands or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. So our mission here is to just cut through all that noise.
Right.
We're going to take the practical, the clinical, and importantly, the aesthetic realities of these two options and deliver them straight to you.
So you know exactly what the trade-offs are.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we have a fantastic, really specialized lens for this deep dive. We're drawing insights directly from the experience of a cosmetic clinic in Queensland, Australia.
Right, and it's guided by the expertise of Dr. Deepti Parwani. What's so compelling here is the blend of expertise she has.
It's not just the dental side.
Not at all. We're looking at advice from someone who has competed and actually won in high-level aesthetic contests.
Yeah.
We're talking Mrs. India Global 2019.
Wow.
And that background, it gives her a genuinely unique eye for facial aesthetics, for symmetry, for balance. It goes way beyond just, the technical side of oral health. She sees the mouth as part of the whole face.
And that focus on the holistic view is probably the key to preventing that common fear of looking fake.
That's it. It's the difference between looking enhanced and looking, well, artificial.
So let's get into the game plan. We'll start by defining the options. What are the materials? What does the process actually feel like?
Okay.
Then we'll pivot to the practical stuff: the money, the time, and the real commitment differences.
And finally, we'll tackle those immediate questions that everyone has. Does it hurt? Can I still drink coffee? And of course, how to find that perfect natural shade of white.
Let's jump right in.
Yeah.
So say I'm looking to close a small gap or fix a tiny chip. I'm offered bonding or veneers. What's the fundamental difference, starting with composite bonding?
Okay, think of it this way. Bonding is like customization done in real time, right there in the chair.
In the chair. Yeah.
And veneers are more like precision engineering that's done in a factory or a lab. Composite bonding uses a tooth-colored resin. It's essentially a very sophisticated kind of malleable plastic.
And the key benefit I always hear about is the speed, right?
Absolutely. The main thing is the process. The dentist applies that resin directly to your tooth. They mold it, they sculpt it, and they harden it with a light, all in a single visit.
So it's immediate.
It's immediate cosmetic work, tailored by hand.
Okay, so if it's instant artistry, what are its limitations? Is that single visit approach really just for smaller things?
That is its sweet spot. It's the ideal solution for minor tweaks, a chipped corner, a slightly uneven edge, or closing those little gaps between the front teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It's an additive process, so we're only adding material.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're not really touching the sensitive part of the tooth, in most cases, you walk out without ever needing a needle.
Oh, that's a huge selling point. The no needle factor.
A massive one for a lot of people.
Okay, so now let's shift gears to the engineering side: porcelain veneers. If bonding is that resin, what exactly are veneers? Why do they need 2 appointments?
Veneers are these thin, custom-made ceramic shells. The comparison to fake fingernails for teeth is actually surprisingly accurate.
Right, because they cover the front surface.
They cover the visible surface, exactly, and they're made of this incredibly durable, beautiful porcelain.
And that 2-step process is because they're made somewhere else.
Precisely. On the first visit, the dentist prepares the teeth and takes impressions. Then those impressions are sent off to a specialist dental lab.
Okay.
That's where highly trained ceramic artists build your custom veneers. They make sure the color, the texture, the fit is absolutely perfect before they're permanently bonded to your teeth in the second appointment.
So that's why veneers are for the big makeovers, when you want to change the shape and size of all your visible teeth at once.
That's it. It sets up our next topic perfectly. The practical realities of cost and commitment.
Yeah, given that difference in material and labor, the price difference must be pretty dramatic.
It's huge. And it really forces you to consider what level of investment and, longevity you're actually looking for.
Okay, so let's talk numbers. What are we looking at for composite bonding?
For composite bonding, focusing on the Australian costs from the clinic, you're generally looking at a pretty accessible range of, say, $300 to $600 per tooth.
Okay, that makes a small, confidence-boosting fix feel very achievable for a lot of people.
It does. But then you look at porcelain veneers, and you are moving into a much higher tier of investment,
How much higher?
roughly $1,200 to $2,500 per tooth.
Wow, that's a serious leap.
It is. But that leap is the cost of that advanced ceramic, the expert lab work, and of course the guaranteed longevity.
Right. And the expected lifespan reflects that price tag, too. You said bonding is more temporary. How long can you expect that resin to hold up?
Yeah, bonding it's relatively temporary. The resin material can be prone to wear, to chipping, to staining over the years.
Yeah.
So you can realistically expect it to last around 5 to 7 years before it needs a refresh or a replacement.
Whereas veneers are designed for the long game?
Absolutely. Veneers are a minimum 15 to 20-year commitment if you take care of them. You're essentially buying a 2-decade-long solution.
So longevity is one massive difference. But the most crucial distinction, I think, is permanence. Bonding is reversible, but veneers are not. Can you walk us through why? Why can't you just glue a veneer on top of the tooth?
This is the single most important factor. They are irreversible because of the preparation. If you just glued a ceramic shell onto an unprepared tooth, it would look, well, unnaturally thick and
You
bulky.
get that heavy shelf-like look.
Exactly, that horse teeth effect.
Hmm.
To avoid that, the dentist has to remove a very small but critical amount of the natural tooth enamel.
How much are we talking?
Usually less than half a millimeter.
Yeah.
It's just to make room for the ceramic shell. But once that enamel is gone, that tooth will always need a veneer or a crown to protect it for the rest of its life.
That is the permanent commitment.
That's the commitment.
Wow. Okay, that puts things into sharp perspective. Now let's get into the fun part, the aesthetics. This is where that fear of looking artificial is highest.
Yes, the universal fear of getting chiclets. This is where the artistry and the shade guide come into play. You're basically choosing between two very different visual statements, Hollywood white and natural white.
Okay, let's define Hollywood white, because that's the look that I think pushes the boundaries of believability.
Hollywood white refers to the extreme bleach shades. They exist beyond the natural color range of human teeth. They're often coded as like BL1 or OM1.
They're super bright.
Hyper bright, hypersymmetrical. It reflects a desire for this almost plastic-like, flawless perfection you see on TV.
And the risk is that they just look like solid blocks of color. They don't catch the light right.
That's the definition of the chiclet look. It looks flat. Which is why the professional trend is moving toward the other philosophy, natural white.
Okay, what's that?
The whitest shade that occurs naturally in healthy human teeth is defined as B1.
B1, so that's the enhanced look that still manages to be believable. What are the rules of thumb to make sure that B1 looks truly natural on someone's face?
Dr. Deepti emphasizes two non-negotiable points here. First, the material must have a slight translucency at the biting edges.
Oh, like real teeth.
Exactly. Real enamel isn't just a solid coat of white paint. It has a sort of glass-like edge.
And the second point, this is the one that really connects it back to the whole face.
Facial harmony. The key visual cue is that your new tooth shade should, crucially, match the whites of your eyes.
Get out. Really?
Yes. If your teeth are dramatically whiter than your eyes, the artificiality just screams out. But if they harmonize, they look enhanced, healthy, and just right for you.
That is fantastic practical advice. And it sounds like this natural approach is winning out.
It is. The information we have shows a clear shift. The trend, especially in Queensland, is that clients are increasingly requesting natural perfect over fake white.
People want authentic enhancement.
Which leads back to that goal we talked about, invisible work.
Mm.
The goal is for people to say, you look great, not, oh, nice veneers.
Right.
The best cosmetic job is the one that goes completely unnoticed.
That brings us perfectly to the practical fears. Number one on everyone's list, needles and discomfort. Does this process hurt?
It's the #1 barrier for so many people. The good news for anyone leaning toward bonding is that it is truly the most gentle cosmetic option out there.
And why is that? Why do 90% of bonding cases not need any numbing?
Because it's an additive process. You're just applying material to the surface of the enamel. You're not working near the sensitive parts of the tooth, so there's no pain sensation.
That's a huge relief. But with veneers, where some shaping is necessary, numbing is usually required. So how do clinics handle the anxiety around the injection itself?
They recognize that anxiety. The clinic we looked at uses a process they call the magic touch.
Okay.
They apply a special, very strong numbing gel to the gum before the needle even comes close. The goal is to numb the surface so thoroughly that the patient barely even feels a pinch.
It's all about minimizing that anxiety.
Exactly.
Okay, second major lifestyle fear, staining. I love my morning coffee, my evening red wine. How do these materials hold up?
This is where the difference is night and day. Let's start with bonding. Is it stain-proof? No.
Okay.
Think of the bonding resin like a brand new white t-shirt. It looks brilliant at first, but it is porous. So over time, things like coffee, tea, red wine, they will pick up stains.
So you have to be really diligent with hygiene.
Very diligent. Regular professional polishing, great at home care.
And what about porcelain veneers?
Veneers offer a permanent solution to staining. Porcelain is non-porous. You can compare it to like a glass window or a ceramic dinner plate.
Ah, so it can't absorb pigments?
It can't. It provides a permanent shield against coffee, red wine, anything.
That's a massive pro. Finally, durability. Can I still bite into a crusty baguette?
You need to adjust your habits. With bonding, you do have to be a bit more careful. The advice is to cut hard foods like apples or hard rolls into pieces to avoid chipping it.
And even with the super strong porcelain, there's still a foundational rule for everyone.
Yes, and this is crucial for everyone. The rule is, teeth are jewels, not tools.
I love that.
You've made a significant investment. Don't use your new smile to tear open packages or open bottles. Treat them with respect, and they will last for years.
That brings us to the end. I think the core takeaway for anyone trying to decide is that it's all a balance of critical trade-offs.
Absolutely. You're balancing the quick, reversible, lower-cost option bonding against the strong, non-staining, long-term investment that is porcelain veneers.
And the most valuable thing we've learned is that it's not just about blinding whiteness, it's about harmony.
Correct. The expert method is all about making the smile match the face. The best work is often invisible.
So we'll leave you with a final thought to mull over. Given that the 2025 trend seems to be favoring this natural perfect shade over the extreme Hollywood white, how much of any cosmetic decision is truly about your own preference, and how much is influenced by this broader cultural push towards a sort of invisible or ultra-symmetrical form of perfection?
Something to chew on. Go forth and be well informed.